And give it a one more time. All right. Back again on BIGG Talk. Ladies and gentlemen, episode 10. Big in the building with my main man, Abe. And guess what? The guests are back. We got a good one for y'all today. It's my main man, JVY, fellow podcaster, Jalil Pack. What's up, my guy?
What's up, man?
What's up, man?
Glad to get you in the studio.
Bro, thank y'all for having me here. This is a beautiful ass setup. For sure, this is beautiful.
We seen what you were doing. We follow him on social media. You know what it is. Look below the video. All of our socials be in there. Follow, give some love, even to the Soul Balance. Cop the merch. Mm-hmm. And we just had to get him on this podcast, man, to talk maybe an episode of podcasting about podcasting.
I like that.
Maybe like is that a double entendre?
No, maybe I think that's being meta.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. But we want to keep it more interesting, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, something a little, I want to hear a little bit about your podcast. You have multiple seasons, just like us. We're on season 2 right now, episode 10. So where you at with yours at the moment?
I am on season 4 as of right now. I just dropped season 2 today. Well, Friday. Today. I dropped it today at 12 p.m.
Consistent.
So go check out his and go watch this one. That'll be posted in a couple days.
Yeah,
for sure, bro.
I think I want the listeners to hear about how you got started. I mean, I think I personally was really intrigued and interested about how you started. Like, do you want to like fill them in a little bit on that? Because I think it's worth listening to.
That was a long story. So where do you want me to start? Is the question.
I think
y'all know.
Shoot, go back to the days when we met, bro. Back in the day.
All right. So for those of y'all who don't know, if you do know, then congratulations. But me and Matt have known each other since elementary, like literally kids.
Back in the day.
Before facial hair and coolness. So, I was the morning announcement kid. So, from kindergarten up until my senior year of high school, just did nothing but morning announcements. I was a dude that was telling you what you ate at lunch. That was pretty much what that was.
The fish sticks are coming your way.
The fish sticks are coming. The mashed potatoes may be lumpy, but if you get some milk, you're going to be smooth. So, when I got to college, I went to Catawba College in Salisbury. So, we didn't have a radio show. We didn't have anything of that sort. So I wanted to keep it going. So when Snapchat came about, I was doing something every morning. So if you listen to the podcast, you know my slogan. I'll say, what's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Pack, Mr. JVY. You know what it is. Yeet, yeet. Hope you're having a great day. I just said some random shit. And so from there, people caught on to it. And this is the part I didn't tell y'all. So people will catch on to it. So people knew that I was Jalil. But I'll be coming out the dorm like, okay, I just got done with the post. Let me go to class. I might be late. And somebody across the campus would be like, yo, JVY, yeet, yeet. And I'm like, you watch my shit? Like, yeah, my nigga, we watched that. Hey, you posting again? Hey, we gonna need you because you heard the music show tonight. We need you to post, my nigga. Like,
that's love, yeah.
Being an artist, I had to promote, like, for my shows and stuff. I played for every other artist on the campus. So it's like, I got a show tonight, you gonna know about it. I'm feeling down, you gonna know about it. Like, I'm happy as shit because I got my dominoes ready. Yeah, you gonna hear about it.
Extra cheese?
Extra cheese, the extra garlic crust, my nigga. I had the never mind. I don't want to give up the sauce.
But I know my YouTube channel's all about that grub though.
Listen, bro, if y'all grubbing, I'm here for it. But yeah. So my junior year at Catawba had a radio show. We called it the Cat U Takeover. Catawba College. We called ourselves Cat U for Catawba United, but it really wasn't. Myself and three other black students. I won't name them on here. I'll let y'all know them. Alexis Beverly, Jeremiah Moss, and my DJ Austin Love. Shout out to all of y'all because we started something that a lot of people wasn't expecting. We talked about being black students at a white school, and certain people didn't like it. We played music that everybody listened to. They didn't like it, so my idea from that was, okay, well, if I don't want to do radio anymore, I might as well start a podcast. So fast forward to 2019, I graduated May 11th of 2019. May 22nd, sitting in my kitchen with my aunt, we're going over things that I should talk about. I was already giving college advice. So I thought, why not start off the season? We're just doing 4 episodes strictly to each level. So episode for my freshmen, for my sophomores, for my juniors, and then wrap it up with my big dogs, the seniors. And then we go from there. So every season has been like a little bit of growth. Because when you start in a pod, you may be a little nervous, like, oh shit, people are really gonna like this. But then the traction, the people, like the numbers will come in. It's like, oh, so I got almost 200 people that listen to this episode. Bet. So if I keep with this trajectory, I may have a little more than that. So now with season 4, I just want to talk to creators. Like, I'm getting back to my roots where it's just me, myself, and I talking about my thoughts and opinions. But now I want to get to talking to other podcasters. Like, if y'all were to come on, we can talk about that later. We'll get into the sauce later. But I got certain CEOs I know. I got other podcasters I know. I got YouTuber couples I know. So it's like, it's people that I know personally, but it's more of, hey, I'm a creator and this is how I started.
Right, and that's the productiveness that me and Abe have talked about. When, certain people ask to be on the show, and it's like, we want to curate the show to grow. We want creators who have an audience who needs to hear what we're saying, but at the same time, we can introduce our audience to what they're bringing to the table. What did Cato say? Like a community.
Yeah, community. Yeah, saying like all of us together. Right. If 1 million people give one person $1, you make a millionaire. Imagine if, as a community, right, for like 2 months, that 1 million people made a new millionaire every Friday. We would end up with 8, or what did I say, for a month? For whatever. let's say it was for 4 weeks. Every Friday, 1 million people gave one person $1 million. We created, as a people, 4 millionaires. Those 4 millionaires could like go start investing in that little group of people. Like, so it's all about the individuals, support, building that community, and you know what I'm saying. That's what we're doing. We're trying to build our millionaires.
And everything adds up. You got to understand. Posting on YouTube. We're getting into Spotify. You know what I'm saying? We're taking some advice from Mr. Peck over here. About to get us on some different platforms. But every like, every comment, every share. Every time you do something like that, that is supporting. That is giving that dollar. That is creating that millionaire.
Right.
And I feel like people don't really understand that when you have artists or creatives. As much.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like we were having this convo earlier. It's just 80% people. There's the 20% that do, and then there's the 80% of people that watch those who do.
For sure.
So you know what I'm saying. I think it kind of boils down to that, and maybe they just they can't relate, and it's not their fault because they're not creating. But you know what I'm saying. Some people just don't know, but it means the world. So if you like to share, it means everything.
I think that's very underestimated. Where it's like, when us as creators, yes, we're doing it for ourselves because we love doing it. But once you build an audience or you build attraction or people who gravitate to it, it's like, okay, so I'm going to continue doing the shit that I'm doing because y'all like it. Like, I didn't just do this for me. I did this so I can build an audience. So now that I have that foundation. So for me to build this house of creativity, I got to keep going with the shit that I'm doing. So for y'all that subscribe to them, I don't think y'all understand how much that means to them because... for me personally, it could be 5 people to listen to my podcast. I don't care. Right. Because as long as somebody heard it, I know that my voice alone, and that's not being on no cocky shit, but my voice alone could be like, oh, damn, did you hear how this nigga talked? He said something immaculate. He dropped a gem. So let me pass this to my homegirl. She may pass it to her uncle. This person over here may listen to it. My worst enemy, who I don't have any, but if I do, shout out to you. But my worst enemy can listen to the pod. But my thing is, the moment you click play, like the moment you click my face or you click my logo or whatever,
already supported.
That's it. That's it. Because it's like you just stepped into a world that you thought you knew, but now you get to know more.
Any publicity is good publicity.
Shout out to the Kardashians for that.
I mean, you just gotta understand. Even if people are talking bad about you, with my name in your mouth.
Exactly.
Right. JVY says, shout out to my biggest
shout
hater.
out to my biggest haters, yo. Clip it right now. Shout out to my biggest haters. We know you don't have any haters because the music is fire.
It depends.
And we know you do the podcast, but we know you do the music as well. Ever since I've known you've been with the music, man. What's new? What's coming up, bro?
Shit, y'all tell me. So, like, it's kind of difficult to answer. It's not difficult to answer that, but it's just like the way that Corona is set up. A lot of people, especially right here in the music scene of Charlotte, a lot of opportunities aren't available for us to really play.
Like, do shows and stuff.
For sure. Because I think the last person I played, besides church, I'm still doing that every now and again, but the last person I did anything with was our boy Moonlander. Shout out to Moonlander. Had a fire ass set. Y'all need to go check that out.
Shout out to Moon. Shout out to Dana and Manny for putting on a big concert back in
that
was August, right?
September.
Yeah. The last big thing, man. They haven't really had many since.
Yeah.
Shout out City Boys.
City Boys.
City Boys.
Let me chill out. But it's kind of difficult out here. Like with the music scene, it's kind of like with every city. Like you know somebody, you're gonna get in the door first.
Right.
Whereas I could be hella talented, I can bring all the bells and whistles to make your show pop, but because that's your man's, you get in the door. So it's like, okay, so whatever comes, I'm not too worried about it. Like I already marked off going on tour. That was it for me. That wasn't it. Excuse me. 2-year-old Jalil was proud of that shit. But
facts.
24-year-old Jalil is like, yo, I got to do something else. Even if it's just local. If somebody can just see me play, I'm not tripping. So I'm still making beats. I got like 3 beat tapes out. I have 3 beat tapes out. SoundCloud beats.
SoundCloud in the description, though. You know.
I'm putting everything in here. SoundCloud's gonna be coming out with more.
We do shameless plugs and shout outs on this.
Oh, if that's
at the end of the year, we gotta make a compilation of like shout out to like random people, bro.
If that's the case,
anything,
I'll plug in all socials at the end.
We'll have it linked below.
Everything be linked below so that people can follow and show their support, man. And
yeah, man. But God willing with the music, whatever He has planned for me, I'm ready for it. I'll take it.
What's your thoughts, like, with you being a musician, what's your thoughts on like these TikTok waves of like how people are doing challenges to the song, but they don't even know the artist to the song? Like, do you think it's better for artists or worse for artists at this time? Like, we're in the beginning of 2021. What's your thoughts on that? Like, would you want your song to blow up on TikTok, or do you feel like it would diminish your artistic like integrity?
Yeah.
Like, how do you feel as like that?
That's a real one.
I like the fact that, you know, it'll build the streams. It'll build the recognition and notoriety of the song on TikTok and social media because it's very prevalent.
Yeah.
With radio, though, because I'm not the biggest fan of radio for my own personal reasons since I don't listen to it. But if I hear a song on TikTok and then I hear it on my radio before I plug up my aux, it's like, I don't want to hear this shit.
Because you know it's mainstream.
You've heard it
like,
so much.
Like, damn, and so people get bored.
Right.
Because there are some really good songs that have catchy parts that I didn't know they were the same song, no cap. So I was listening to the Baby song that blew up before I knew it was the Baby. And I like, what was the one?
Let's Go.
It wasn't Bop, was it?
No, it was
shit with some bop in it.
Oh man, it was the one he had a feature on it and it was all over TikTok, but they only used the one part about the cop car.
The one with Roddy Ricch.
Yeah. I did not know that was...
you're talking about with the guitar beat.
Bro, I heard the whole song like...
Rockstar.
Yeah, but
Rockstar,
that beat didn't really come in until that point that it was used in the
for
TikTok.
Sure.
And so I'm listening to the song, watching music, and I'm like, damn, I've never heard this song. How have I never heard this song? And then it gets to that part, and I'm like, this song. And like I was literally like kind of pissed.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that was so good. You're telling me they've ruined this? Like, you know, I mean, no offense, but like, you see like 300 little white girls dancing to the same song, doing the same dance.
That's a whole other story too.
I be sitting there like, yo, I'm tired of watching this, honestly.
Right. So is that your answer? You wouldn't want your song to blow up on TikTok? You would want it to like organically grow?
I'd rather the underground get it first.
Right.
I'm an underground type of dude. I don't like a lot of mainstream shit. I mean, if it's good, I'm latching to it. But with TikTok, like he just said something like
I
hella
didn't
quick.
even know. Yeah.
He said something hella quick. It was like how the white kids be dancing to it.
Yeah.
So it's like somebody do a challenge. Oh, that's a whole other thing. I gotta tell that on my fucking pod. But it's like you have this, and that's the reason why it builds traction, because you see a Charlie D'Amelio or whoever these people are do the dance, and it's like, bet I could do that shit too. But you're not paying attention to the song. You're just like, oh, no, that's the TikTok song. It's like, nah.
It's just background noise.
I just wouldn't want to be known
dance.
as the guy who had that TikTok song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I would come out with the song and be like, man, what a banger. They would take like 10 seconds of my song, and everybody would listen to that 10 seconds 1 million times.
Yeah.
But nobody hears the bars that I spit 2 seconds after, because the Baby was spitting bars in the beginning of that. I was like, yo, like,
song is fire
and he was
as hell.
talking about something like it was him talking about the cop car had nothing to do with people dancing in front of cop cars and making it a trend. He was talking about what was going on in the world, and that got blown by. I feel like.
Yeah. Then when he did the performance, I think he did like a.
Oh yeah.
The performance. People were like, why is he doing it with a cop car? You didn't listen to the song.
Right.
There's substance to the shit.
Right.
You don't have to just dance. Don't be performative.
Shout out to our Carolina artists for sure.
Shout out to the folk.
Hell yeah, man! I feel like every time we've talked about art and getting in the studio, we kind of like overlook like who inspired such things. So we always ask this question about who inspired you to podcast, but I want to add on to that, who inspires you in the music game as well. So I'm gonna need that 2-part answer.
You want me to start out with the first one?
Yeah.
For potting, I listened. Wow. I listened to two specific podcasts, the 85 South Show.
Oh yeah.
Boys, I love that
Shout
show.
out to them. They just dropped the episode today with DJ
How?
Drama. That shit is amazing. I watched that at work. And the Joe Budden podcast, because Joe Budden always made me laugh on everyday struggle. But
just demolishing academics character.
The 85 South Show, to me, it's just their live shows are some of the funniest. I mean, you just can't get a more perfect group of old head ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Younger ignorance and then crackhead ignorance.
Crackhead
energy, bro. And it just all mixes perfectly every single episode.
Right. DC, Carlos Miller, Chico Bean, definitely like hilarious dudes.
They put on. I almost bought tickets. Their show in Charlotte got canceled in like August or something.
I was mad about that
almost bought tickets way ahead of time. I was like, I could drop this. What is it like? It was like 50 or something like that.
I think so.
I was like, I could drop this 50 right now.
Nah,
and just have that in my pocket for later. And then I was like, I just kind of want to go get roasted. Honestly,
I want the whole thing.
You ever been to a comedy show?
I went to a comedy show.
You gonna get roasted at the comedy show.
I remember back 3-4 years ago, I went to a Lil Duval comedy show, and I bought tickets in the front row.
That's the first mistake.
That was the first mistake. But I went because I wanted to get roasted low key. Like, you know, I was like, screw it, like fuck it, like. Lil Duval gonna come with the heat. Like, I just want to hear what he would come up with.
Yeah. Did he catch you?
So, all right. So when I got in there, so you know, of course, I had a date. So it was this, you know, cute young girl, whatever. And she made me late. She made us late. So boom, I'm like, damn, I'm pulling up. 10 minutes late. I was like, we're gonna walk all the way past the people to the front, in front of the comedian, and you know he's gonna be talking shit. So, you know, we walk in, and it was the person who performs before the main thing. It was the the opener, yeah. So yeah, I mean, he was like, oh, look at this guy, looks like he'll transfer to your school and fuck all your bitches. And luckily he didn't go in on me, but I remember when Lil Duval went up. You know how you're not supposed to record at a comedy show? Yeah. You know that? Yeah. So the girl, and beautiful girl by the way, but the girl. She was taking a picture and the flash went off. Lil Duval looked over and he was like, he was frozen for like 3 seconds. He looks at me. I'm sitting there like,
I ain't do shit.
I was like, yo, like I know y'all don't like that. Like just fuck it, just go in on her. Not me, please. But I was like, but he let us go. He ain't go in on me. But I fuck with Lil Duval. Dude's hilarious. But comedy shows are hilarious. Honestly, I really miss them.
I went in Cali to a comedy show, and it was my first time in Cali. And I went with my brothers and my two friends, and we took edibles beforehand, right?
Yeah.
We're like on some rough, just took 2 of them, you know. We're like, oh, whatever. But as we're getting ready to go, and it's like starting, man, they're like an hour, and we can't take more once we go in. Popped another one, right? Walk in, they take all our phones, everything, and I was vlogging the whole trip, but I was like, damn, I can't vlog this, whatever. We somehow finessed front row seats for like $17 on Groupon or some crazy shit like that. Nice. We're sitting in the front and they're like, oh, you have an order minimum. We just came from dinner. You have an order minimum. You have to order 2 items. And I'm sitting there just like, let me get some nachos, chicken. You know, we started ordering all types of food and they're just sending comedian after comedian. It was like 7 comedians in the show.
Nice.
And can you just imagine the huge 300-pound black man blatantly like high fucking in the front row, just demolishing food. Everybody came up was like, hungry ass nigga. And I was like, God damn it. And yo, and the best part was we get to the last person, or the second to last person, and they introduce them and everybody's clapping, and I'm sitting in the front row and the aisle is like behind me, so say this is our couch, and the stage is right here to the right, like directly where they stand is to the right. There's an aisle in the middle right behind me, and they're clapping, and I'm like, who the fuck is, like, who are they clapping for? And I realized as you hear the little midget walked behind me and jumped on stage, and I turned and I missed him, and he got on stage right next to me and was like, hey guys, and I go, I was like, yo, it's a midget, and he's like, glad to know I'm funny and I didn't even say shit yet, I bet. And that was, I was like, I didn't mean to do it, but I was like, really, I was like, oh shit, it's a midget.
Yo, you said that out loud, and the crowd laughed at your shit.
I was gone. My boys are like, oh shit. My boys are like, we not with him, and he kind of like took it to the chin. Was like, glad to know I can make y'all laugh. It's that easy. All I gotta do is show up, be short. I'm like, yo, my bad, yo, it's hilarious, bro. I always take edibles before a comedy show. It made it so much funnier.
That's foul. It's funny as hell, but that's foul, bro.
I'm telling you, it was like I literally turned and was like, who are they clapping? Like they were clapping, everybody could see them except for me, and I'm like, And he walks right behind me, right as I look, and he's right under my headspace, man. It's crazy.
But to answer the second part of your question, because you asked me who inspired me to play music. So I picked up the sticks when I was 2. Mm-hmm. When I was 5, that was around 2002, Drumline came out. Shout out to Nick Cannon.
Shout out.
I said this on my pod too. If Nick is watching this one day, I'm challenging you to the drums, and I'm whoop your ass.
Okay,
sure.
Come hit it.
So
you got the tricks and all that up your sleeve.
I played that movie in and out like more than 10 times a day.
I feel like you ever seen the kid with the nunchucks in front of the Bruce Lee movie? Yeah. I feel like that was you right there with the drums, just sitting there. Yeah,
that was me.
Putting in work.
That was me with my hands, with my knuckles. They still kind of red from that shit. I was just playing, and so that kind of like inspired me to play drums. And then my stepdad, shout out to my dad, my boy, he taught me how to play to music. He doesn't play instruments at all. Okay, funny story. We were at a cookout, so pre-corona or
coronavirus.
Pre-corona. There we go. So we used to have these big cookouts. Like all his friends would come by, my mom's friends would come by. We would invite people, of course. Like the whole block would just be there. So knowing him, he's like, I'm gonna show off. Like my son can play, but I'm gonna show y'all my son can play. I'm upstairs playing the game. I'm like, fuck these people outside. He's like, nah, son, put that game down. I need you to play something for me. I was like, what you mean, like play something? But he's like, yo, play something for me. This man, and I still have it upstairs. I have this side closet where he had his whole vinyl system, an 8-track, hooked up to an old CD player, hooked up to a stereo, and all of his CDs are right there. This man popped in a Stevie Wonder CD. He was like, play to that.
Oh, that's lit.
I was like, right now? He was like, yeah. And all his friends sitting there just, what you mean, Frank?
He said he was good, didn't he?
He said, no, you said he can play?
Yeah.
Man, he ain't playing nothing. I don't know what I played, but they were just like, yo, what?
And you were how old?
I was 8.
Okay,
I was 8 at the time. They was like, what the fuck? This your kid? Oh, that nigga can play.
Oh, that's the best. When your parents know you're good at something, man.
They're going to show that off.
Yeah. He ain't want to stunt. He ain't want to be like, nah, my nigga like that. He's just like, he can play.
I'll show you.
I just got to tell him one time to play. That's it. And I just did it. So from there, it was just like, all right, learn how to play the music. Like, I can learn a song in 30 seconds. That's not a flex. That's just facts. It's stuff like that, and just listening to music, and just knowing how shit plays out or whatever it is. I just love it. So without music, I would not be sane right now.
Oh,
for sure, yeah.
You gotta find something to keep it together, man.
I would not
without
be.
the podcast, without the videos, man. I would just be going to work every day, being what, you know?
That's boring.
Just another person going to work, like.
That's boring. It's like work.
Right.
And you gotta find what you love to do, and I feel like it's becoming more and more of a thing to, like, you know, instead of go to college to get a desk job to get money to do what you want to do, it's take what you want to do and monetize it so that you can do what you want to do 24/7.
Exactly.
So if you would ask me what I wanted to do 10 years ago back in high school, it was to go graduate, you know, play football, and then do whatever job I wanted to do so that I could get money to continue to just go to a bar and have fun with my friends, go relax, go on vacation, this and that. But if what you want to do is vacation and what you want to do is, you know, record podcasts or make videos or shoot this, why don't you become proficient enough at that to where that's all you ever have to do? There is no work in between. It's all fun and games.
Right.
And that's when you're actually living, man. You take something like this, you take something like a music career, you take something like art, you know, idea for a podcast, you turn it into something that can become sustainable.
And you find people who can help you with that shit. Even if there's not a partner, it'd be like somebody that's just like a support system.
And your idea, like, always can be built upon. Exactly. You know, you can say, I want to turn this into money, but how can I make money off that? It starts off as a podcast, but then you introduce other podcasters, and then they give you an idea. Oh, you should do this. And you're like, oh, that's dope. Change it a little bit, change it up, keep morphing, and, you know, eventually it becomes something bigger. Shout out to Mike Stud. My big inspiration for podcasting came from Mike Stud. Definitely the 85 South Show too. Yeah. I love their entertainment value that they bring. But Mike Stud, he brings anybody like-minded to him, you know, sports athletes, you know, other musicians, or anybody who really can contribute positively to what he's doing, his company, all that. He brings them on the show. He talks to them about what he's doing, what they're doing, and they always end up collabing on something. Yeah. You know, it's like, yeah, you talk to my podcast, that's great. Since you came over to the house, you know, they call it the ranch. You're at the ranch right now, let's chop something up, you know. Him and Post Malone are now really good friends, you know, doing music and stuff together. And it all becomes because of connections you make.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The podcast may not be the thing that makes you all the money, but say we had Kato on the podcast. Shout out to Kato. And Kato and us were talking about, we need to do a music video shoot.
Oh, yeah.
We need to get on that, do commercials. You get different jobs off of, having those connections and growing as a community.
Right.
You just keep coming back to it, bro. It's like the third or fourth episode since the episode with Kato, where like you gotta understand, man, if you have a built community and you have a support system, then like
and that's where
you can do big things.
Right.
And that kind of might lead us into our hypothetical for today, boys.
Okay.
Lead us into our hypothetical, yeah.
Let's
So we've said
it.
if you could have anybody on the podcast before, who would it be? We had our answers. People responded pretty positive to that. But what about this? And you know what it is. Put it down in the comments. Go ahead below and give your answer. If you could feature on any album that's came out before by any of the artists, if you could feature on any album, which album would you feature on a song in?
It's hard as fuck. So any album, like anything I listen to, or
anything
like
you've listened to, any artist like say you mess with a certain song, you're like, I would feature on this song with this album. Like,
I have a few.
Yeah, give us the number one.
The number one album that I would feature on myself, Malibu from Anderson .Paak.
Bro, I like Anderson .Paak. Yeah,
Malibu,
dude's crazy.
bro. The song that I would feature on is either oh my gosh. Hold on. Is it okay if I look at
yeah.
Okay, because I don't want to take up too much of y'all's time. Like,
no, man.
bro,
that question hits me deep.
Oh my.
Because as y'all know, you got your favorite artists, you got your favorite albums. But as I was telling these boys earlier, and as many of you know, there's one album that lives rent free in my head. Every word, every line. What you got?
Okay, so Your Prime.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. This is an interlude. It's called Waterfall. Shit's fire. That's for the late night.
Would you hop on with the drums or would you hop on it with the lyrics?
Drums and poetry. I will do some spoken word to that shit.
Nice.
Oh, I write poetry too, if y'all didn't know.
Okay. Shoot. Brother, put it on the beat.
We
just keep adding to this man.
Let me stop flexing.
He's just out here putting the muscles on the table, letting y'all know what he's up to.
Yeah.
And y'all put a respect to Brian and go Sorry, boys. I've been in the gym lately.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just like, I'm a string big out here.
Pecs popping out here. Gonna start my new stripping career. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you got it, bro. You got it.
COVID things. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do what you gotta do.
What's the stage name?
Oh, I already got one. It's Big, boy. We be called Big for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
With 2 G's?
Yeah, Big, but it'd be Big Black with 2 G's.
Big Black.
I respect that. You gotta change the A to an X.
Oh yeah, it'd be Black. But
what about y'all? Y'all hypothetical. Like, what's your album that you would feature on?
Like I was saying, rent free in my head, every single word, every single lyric. 2014 Forest Hill Drive by J. Cole.
That is
and you just know I would have to hop on No Role Models. And it's not because it's the most popular song, not because it's on the radio. It's because some of the things he says in that will never not be relevant to what goes on.
For sure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't change the lyrics. I would just hop in between the second to last verse, and I would just hop in there and spit, because I've done at the house. All of y'all know, shout out to Chris. We used to get smacked at the old house. We used to drink. And, after everybody, all the normal people leave, the party clears out. It'd be like 40 people there. But then by the end, it'd be like, 10, 15 close friends, down to the group. We're all sitting around, like, talking about the night. And, just off with the music, straight with the instrumentals. Grab another beer, grab what you do, and just straight any beat. And they used to throw on J. Cole beats because they knew what I would do.
Listen.
And I would just jump on the J. Cole beat, and I'd fuck it up. I'd show them what it is.
Never invite me to a freestyle session.
Oh, we will have to now.
I love the freestyle. I love the freestyle, bro.
All right, it's going to be our bonus footage then.
Okay. Stay tuned for that. Okay.
Yeah. Forest Hill Drive for me. Abe, what you got?
Yeah,
I think I know what it is, but I don't even know, bro.
If I had that awesome chance to be featured on my favorite artist's album, I would have to choose Faces by Mac Miller. And a big inspiration of mine, and I will go on the Faces mixtape on the song Funeral, because it's just like I live my life on this Carpe Diem type lifestyle where I'm trying to, make my life the best I can make it and be happy and live every day like I am gonna, I could possibly pass away the next day or whatever.
That's what he says, right?
Right, exactly. And the song, the main hook is like, party like it's the last, day of my life. Party like it's the last day of your life. And I think that's so powerful. So many little words to it. I don't think I told you this, but I met Mac Miller at the mall back in like 2016. And like it was like a little brief, like I bumped into him at the mall, like boom, just like bumped into him. Yeah. And like I saw him, and I had already been listening to him since like middle school. And the first thing I thought to ask him, I was like, what are you doing here? Like, I'm just shopping with my girl, blah blah blah. And it was whatever. And I don't know, I was like, yo, can I get a picture? And I wish I would have been like, yo, I really fuck with your Faces mixtape. And the fact that I was like, yo, like why did I not tell him like what I appreciated of his, you know, I just asked for a picture, and I thought about it for years to come, and like I wanted to like go to his concert the next year and tell him like, cause we were around a few years ago, like we were all about this finesse shit, sneaking into like concerts, clubs, whatever, meeting people, like, you know, met a few cool people, whatever. Yeah. But I was like all right, I'm gonna figure out how to talk to Mac. And I'm going to tell him, like, look, I really fuck with that project. Fuck a picture. Like, I really fuck with that project. And then he died the next year. Mm-hmm. So, that's why he's a big inspiration of mine. Because it kind of taught me, like, look, your favorite artist, your favorite person, your favorite whoever's not going to be here forever.
Sure.
Yeah, so. Just like Jordan Lucas said, you know, give them a rose while they're still alive. You know, you can lay a rose on their grave, but why not talk to your inspirations, talk to people who, you know, and make sure they know how important they are before they're gone, man. And that's just crazy. It's been a crazy year for that. Kobe, and like a lot of other people were just like affected. You know, Nipsey the year before, like
that shit is wild, bro.
Yeah. Right.
That shit was wild. Well, speaking of biggest inspirations, I ain't mean to cut you off, but another artist or group that inspired me to play music is Outkast.
Outkast inspired, yeah.
My first Outkast CD was when I was 8.
Nice.
The story goes, and if my mother sees this, she knows what I'm talking about. We went to a record store off of South Boulevard, and I was like, yo, I want a CD, because I just got this CD player for Christmas. I was like, yo, I need a CD. I just need something to play. I was tired of playing her Ludacris CDs. I'm like, why do you have Ludacris?
Ain't nothing wrong with Luda.
My mother had Luda. I'm like, why are you playing? And I had listened to it. I'm like, oh, that's what y'all was doing. Okay. So you're listening to that. You listen to the 90s shit. You got Anita. You got all of this. I'm like, okay, I'm cool on the R&B shit. Like, I like that, but I need something that I think I could bump to. The Outkast, AT Aliens. AT Aliens was my very first album. I got in trouble because Andre used to do the cover art. Like, the CDs used to have art on it. So he used to paint naked women on the CDs. So every time I took the CD out the case, it was a little glimpse of a titty. And so my mama was like, what is that? And I'm like, I don't know. It's just art. And it just, hearing those drums is like, damn, like, who the fuck can do that? The elevators? I'm like, yo, who was doing this on elevators?
Yeah.
I want to play that one day. So it's shit like that. So my bad to continue. That was just
with it, man. Shout out, you know, everybody, you know, make sure you drop in the comment section. Answer to the hypotheticals. Follow my man below. Follow us on socials. We've been coming with some more episodes soon. Some more content for you in general. You know, hit us up. All your appointment needs, email in the description. And lastly, cop the merch. Shit,
say this.
Episode 10.
Episode 10.
Say this, y'all continue to support these gentlemen. I don't care who you are. I understand if you've known them for a long time, if you just subscribed, what they have going on here, like what I've heard from behind the scenes, I don't think y'all are ready for that. So if y'all have been supporting them, they appreciate that. I appreciate that as a creator. So keep supporting them. The more y'all support them, the more you get. You know what I'm saying? Put more into the art, you get that shit back. So.
Right.
Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to.
Appreciate you coming on the show, brother.
Thank y'all for having me. For sure.
Yeah. Season 10, you know what it is. We out.
Peace.